Hey guys, it's Jade Dill here. How you doing? Now, I know I don't usually do reviews on this channel. I do it in my main channel or my second channel, and the link for that's underneath. Just digressing, you know the way I say "hey guys" like a person. My mum always takes a piss out of this, and she's like, "Why do you always say hey guys?" She's like, "Hey guys," and I'm like, "Well, don't watch my videos if you're gonna mock me." Yeah. So let's get into it. The reason why I'm doing a review on this program is because it's, in my opinion, one of the most original, one of the most free thinking, creative, scientific, epic programs that I've probably ever seen in my whole life. And I have spent a lot of time smoking weed and, just watching shit, for days on end. So this is a epic program, and this is why I'm doing a review on it. Now, let's get started. So the program 08, I would kind of put it in the magic realism, supernatural kind of drama. So it has elements of Stranger Things in that it's realistic, but then it has this magical element to it. But I would say Stranger Things is a lot more fantasy, and this is a lot more scientific rather than fantastical. What I would also say about this program is it is really well written, and one of the great concepts of it is that some of the episodes are half an hour, some are 41 minutes, and some are an hour. And that's the great thing about that, because we haven't really seen that format, their episode really vary in time. Usually they vary in a couple of minutes, so that's really great. Now, the creator of it, Britt Marling, she's also the star. She also plays OA. Now, when I first saw this program on Netflix, I wasn't inclined to watch because the blurb is just ridiculous. And it's like, to some, she's a hero. To others, she's a freak. And I was like, what? What is this? But I decided to watch it. And plus, it only has like 3 stars, which is totally unwarranted. Whoever's been reviewing on Netflix. So I wasn't, I really didn't want to watch it, but I thought, let me give this a chance, and boy am I glad I did. Now, the first episode is very slow, and her character, OA, is purposely very enigmatic, and you have to stay with the series, because she narrates, OA, the character, Britt Marling, she narrates a lot of the program and what it's about, and there's often many different things from different periods of times, not always in chronological order, that are going on at the same time, which is a concept that I do enjoy. Now, a bit about the show. So we first get into the show and we see a video that's gone viral of a girl jumping, and it looks like she's committing suicide, and we're like, what the fuck? So it actually turns out that this girl is called Prairie, and Prairie has been missing for 7 years. And Prairie was blind, and now all of a sudden she's got her sight back, and she just wanders into hospital. Her parents come in, and she has no idea who they are, and she has to feel their face to know who they are. She's quite confused, she's quite dazed, and so automatic, it's like a mystery. You want to know where she's been. How the hell did she get her sight back? Now, the great thing about this program is, because it's so inventive and so creative, is we see such a refreshing perspective on female characters. So OA's character is very heroic, is very full, and it's just epic. And we have another strong female character called Michelle, who's one of the co-stars, and she plays one of OA's friends, and we see her, and she has cropped hair. And how often do you see a girl with cropped hair is not being portrayed as some, stereotypical, lesbian on TV? So, the cast is really, really strong. So basically what happens is she is trying to integrate into normal life. She has these strange scars on her back. No one really knows, where she's been. Now, one thing I can say without giving the plot away is, this young girl, OA is a young girl. In the second episode, we see her start to tell a story of her life. She wasn't always blind. She could see. And she basically had a near-death experience. And we see that. And the great thing about that is we see her near-death experience from a non-religious perspective. We see it from a kind of supernatural but yet scientific perspective, which is which is great to see. It's not dogmatic. It doesn't have any like religious agenda behind it at all. It's not biased at all, which is great. Now, what happens is she comes home, she really tries to integrate, and she there's this epic scene in which she wrestles a dog. Yes, I'm not kidding. So this dog is like, she's really ballsy. This dog is like attacking her and she just wrestles it to the ground. So anyway, to cut a long story short, she makes friends. She says she needs 5 friends, and these 5 friends, they come to an abandoned house every night, and she says strange things like, I need 5 flexible people. I need them to leave their doors open. Healthy, kind of flexible people to leave their front doors open when you come. And she kind of tells her story from how she disappeared to how she came back, her near-death experiences, and actually what happened to her, because she did get kidnapped, how that started, how it ended up happening, her life in captivity, and just the experiments that go on. Now, I don't want to give the plot away, but what I would say is episode 1 and the beginning of episode 2 are slow. Keep with the enigmaticness of it, because that is what makes it epic. And it's not like lost, confusing, where like you never get confused in this. There's just a lot of questions unanswered, but they do eventually all get answered. Now, one of the main things I really like about this program is not only the whole an hour or 40 minutes episode thing, but also the cast is amazing, and we see such a diverse cast of all different ages, because so many programs are dominated by young people or adults pretending to be young people, especially in American programs, and the young people in this program are young people, and that's what I really like about it. And we have a diverse age group. There's like 75-year-olds who are main characters in this. And it's so nice to see a varied age range with proper full characters, and their character not just being the old person. So that's one of the things I really like. It's just a very diverse programs in terms of age. So clearly the casting director wasn't ageist at all. It's not fantastical. It's strangely believable. The way it is shot is just so realistic, and sometimes the shots just look so bleak, but it's just so realistic. Of course the camera quality is just amazing, and the concepts and the ideas behind the program are just something that blows your mind. So it's a program that tackles death. Now, so often, and I've always been, had an unhealthy obsession, with death and thinking about death. And if you're one of those people who doesn't shy away from death and you're curious, then I would definitely recommend this for you, because the way it shows the afterlife, it basically puts it out there that when we die, it's not the end of us, but actually our soul goes on to a different dimension. But it doesn't just have the essence of the soul, it has you, in your full human body, and you go into another dimension. And it becomes, as the story progresses, because I did binge watch the whole series in 3 days. Yes, 3 days. As the story progresses, it becomes even more scientific. If you get what I mean. And it's a lot about quantum physics and parallel universes and dimensions, and it explains a lot about where we could potentially go, and a lot of it is based on science. Now, when I watched this, it was so amazing and so beautiful, the cinematography when she goes into the afterlife. And it reminded me of that film The Lovely Bones. If you haven't seen that, please see that, with Mark Wahlberg, and the amazing cinematography in that. It's very similar to that. The cinematography, the scenes, they're just beautiful. And then you come slap bang to reality, and it's kind of bleak. Now, what's so nice about this is it's easy watching. So you can watch it and it will just take you somewhere else. It literally, watching this show is literally like a spiritual experience, because you are watching it and you are taken by in it, but it's such easy watching, like you don't have to, your brain's not constantly like trying to work it out, but there's just so much mystery, and her character is just so enigmatic and strong and ballsy and mysterious all in one, but it provokes your thoughts in a good way. And I think a lot of us don't realize just how much what we watch does actually influence us and the energy it puts out there. And it just feels as if this show was done with great energy, with great research. You know, it took them 3 years to make this show. It was seriously well researched. It was so well made. The cast is so strong and amazing, and we're not having these usual corny things which a lot of American TV is. So you know Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, you know that Carter program and MTV, you know, we're having 28-year-olds playing a 15-year-old. No, in this, like, they are actually young, they look their age. So that's one of the great things about it. And the show, not only does it tackle thoughts about death, but it also tackles the fact that, it highlights rather than tackles the fact that we are all human, the fact that we are all one. So there's a real sense of humanity and belonging in this show. What it does is, some of her friends, they're an odd bunch, and some of them have severe problems. There's a boy with an anger issue who's always getting kicked out of school, and it kind of goes into why he's like that, and just how a bit of understanding from the right person could actually change his behavior. So in conclusion, I would encourage every single person to watch the show. If you are interested in death, if you're interested in quantum physics, if you're interested in a fresh, original program, I would encourage you all to watch it. It, as much as it's easy watching, it is thought-provoking, and it's actually quite reassuring. Reassuring to think that maybe some other people have the same problems as us and think the way we do. And it gives a very alternative perspective on death, basically being like rebirth. So I would encourage everybody to watch it. OA with Britt Marling. So what would I give it out of 5? I would have to give it 5 stars. Yes, a whole 5 stars. It was that good. I would encourage you all to watch it, because yeah, it actually might change your perspective. We think that TV shows can't, a web series or a show can't change your perspective, but it really can. And every concept touched in that show is based on a reality or a theory. So give it a try and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Cheesy wink!